You know why I come to Lum's, good buddy? They grill the steaks just perfect.
Sambo's, we're bringing down the high price of bringing up your kids.
Big boy, hurry down the bus, big boy.
Remember when a trip to the mall wasn't just about shopping? It was about grabbing a slice of pizza, indulging in a milkshake, or sitting down for a family meal in spots that felt like a treat. But over the years, so many of these iconic mall restaurants have vanished, leaving only fond memories behind. Which of these forgotten gems do you still think about? Join us as we dive into 25 forgotten mall restaurants that have faded into history.
Howdy, stranger.
You Dinah?
The one and only.
I hear you got a dog food that satisfies a hungry dog.
You heard right. Gravy train.
Gravy train?
Doggy Diner, a beloved San Francisco Bay Area icon, opened in 1948 on Oakland's San Pablo Avenue. Its playful mascot, a dog wearing a chef's hat, became a symbol of fun, fast food. At its peak, the chain had 30 locations, mainly in San Francisco, where families and workers flocked for hot dogs, hamburgers, and crispy fries. With catchy jingles like Doggy Diner, Nothing Finer, it became part of local culture. Sadly, the chain couldn't keep up with fast food giants like McDonald's and closed in 1986. Though Doggy Diner faded, its legacy lives on, especially with a revived presence at Oracle Park, serving hot dogs at Giants games. The heartwarming nostalgia for Doggy Diner reminds us of more straightforward, joyful dining days. Hot Sam Pretzels began 1966 at Livonia Mall in Michigan, quickly becoming a mall staple. Its fresh, soft pretzels, served warm and buttery, were an instant hit with shoppers. Ownership changed hands several times, with General Host acquiring it in 1971 and Mrs. Fields taking over in 1995. Under Mrs. Fields, it was merged with Pretzel Time, a move that marked the beginning of the end for Hot Sam. By 2005, the brand had been fully absorbed, leaving only memories of its iconic pretzel stands. Its disappearance marked the loss of a snack synonymous with mall culture. But where pretzels once reigned supreme, a uniquely steamy and savory treat was about to captivate diners across the country.
You know why I come to Lum's, good buddy? They grill the steaks just perfect. And the fish fried dinner is so tender and delicious.
Lum's started in 1956 when Stuart and Clifford Pearlman bought a small hot dog stand in Miami Beach, Florida, for $10,000. Famous for its beer-steamed hot dogs and family-friendly vibe, the chain grew rapidly, peaking at over 400 locations nationwide. Lum's also offered hearty comfort food that resonated with diners of all ages. But despite its success, mismanagement and changing dining preferences led to its downfall. By the early 1980s, most of Lum's locations had closed, leaving a legacy of flavorful hot dogs and warm nostalgia.
Steak and Ale welcomes you back to the old country inn.
Come sup with us at Steak and Ale, where hearty dining abounds.
This takes me back to the old days.
Steak and Ale made its mark on casual dining when it opened in Dallas, Texas in 1966. Inspired by the charm of English inns, it offered hearty steaks and a warm, friendly atmosphere. The restaurant became a go-to for affordable dining, especially in the 70s and 80s, expanding to over 280 locations nationwide. Known for its comfortable vibe and rich, flavorful meals, it became synonymous with casual nights out. Unfortunately, competition and changing tastes led to its downfall, and by 2008, Steak and Ale shut its doors after filing for bankruptcy. Though the restaurant is gone, its influence on the casual dining scene is remembered fondly by those who enjoyed its signature steaks and cozy charm.
I like the Magic Pan. It's my kind of place and my kind of food. Steak, my old favorite, but tonight I feel like veal.
The Magic Pan debuted in the 1970s, transforming the humble crepe into an elevated dining experience. With its cozy French ambiance and savory and sweet crepes menu, it quickly became a hit, expanding to 110 locations across the US and Canada. Whether you craved chicken in creamy sauce or decadent chocolate fillings, the Magic Pan delivered a unique, flavorful escape. However, as tastes shifted and fast food grew dominant, the chain struggled to keep up. By the early 1990s, its locations had all closed, leaving a crepe-shaped hole in mall dining. From delicate, French-inspired bites, the spotlight shifted to a boisterous, family-friendly destination filled with oversized desserts and celebratory fanfare.
When Deanne had her 8th birthday party at Farrell's, even the Beasley brothers had fun. When Jake the Snake had his birthday at Farrell's, the whole...
Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor opened in Portland, Oregon, 1963, offering oversized sundaes, vintage charm, and celebratory chaos. Known for its old-timey decor and enthusiastic staff, it was a family favorite for birthdays and group outings. The signature Pig's Trough and other giant desserts were as much about spectacle as flavor. The chain expanded nationwide but faltered in the 1980s due to changing dining habits. A brief revival couldn't sustain it, and the last Farrell's closed in 2019 in Brea, California. Though the parlor's doors are shut, its spirit lives on in cherished memories.
Here's our famous Puppin' Taco hamburger. Mustard, pickle, tomato, special sauce, and an all-beef patty. Delicious! Just 69 cents.
Puppin' Taco was a fast food treasure in Southern California, founded in 1956 by Russell Wendell. Known for its unique combination of tacos, hot dogs, and pastrami sandwiches, the chain quickly captured the hearts of locals. In 1965, Puppin' Taco became a brand, opening its first official location in Pasadena. The drive-in concept paired perfectly with California's laid-back vibe. However, in 1984, Taco Bell swooped in and bought 99 locations, effectively ending the chain's reign. While Puppin' Taco disappeared, its influence lingered, especially in the fast food world. A few locations continued under the name Poppin' Taco, until their closure in 2013, marking the end of an era in California's fast food culture.
What could be better than a spectacular Baskin-Robbins ice cream cone? How about making it a double dip for just 59 cents more?
In 1927, William J. Bressler brought his ice cream vision to life, laying the foundation for Bressler's 33 flavors by the 1950s. Renowned for its decadent, creamy treats and an impressive variety of flavors, the brand emerged as a formidable rival to Baskin-Robbins. By the 1980s, Bressler's had grown to 300 stores, embracing the frozen yogurt trend to stay relevant in a competitive dessert market. However, changes in ownership, from Oberweis Dairy to Cool Brands, began to take their toll. Shifting strategies and market pressures left the chain struggling to keep pace. Despite attempts at international expansion, Bressler's gradually disappeared from malls. While its stores are gone, its legacy is a sweet reminder of a golden era in American ice cream history. And now, from creamy delights, we transition to a steakhouse where shrimp and salad reign supreme.
Beefsteak Charlie, and you're gonna get spoiled with free shrimp.
Thick, juicy steaks cooked up just like you like 'em. And sweet tender shrimp flowing endlessly. Oh, the shrimp and the fixin'.
In the 1970s and 1980s, Beefsteak Charlie's was the ultimate destination for casual diners seeking indulgence without breaking the bank. Known for its unlimited salad, shrimp, and beer offerings, this steakhouse chain promised a feast. Rooted in Manhattan's culinary history, Beefsteak Charlie's grew to over 60 locations, earning a reputation for its generous portions and unbeatable value. Their catchy slogan, "You're gonna get spoiled," wasn't just advertising. It was the essence of their dining experience. However, the good times couldn't last forever. Rising operational costs and increasing competition from newer chains began to chip away at its success. A 1985 merger with Bombay Palace didn't save the brand. By 1987, the last locations closed. Still, Beefsteak Charlie's remains an icon of indulgent dining in its heyday. Speaking of iconic, let's move to a brand that turned artisanal cheese into a mall staple. Horn and Hardart revolutionized dining with their automats, a unique, waiterless concept introduced in 1902. Patrons could drop coins into gleaming glass compartments to access hot meals or fresh coffee, a novelty that made dining quick, affordable, and fun. At its peak, this iconic chain had over 100 locations, catering to bustling city crowds in Philadelphia and New York. With its Art Deco interiors and comforting menu of meatloaf, pies, and mac and cheese, Horn and Hardart became a cultural landmark. Sadly, the rise of fast food giants, demographic shifts, and strategic missteps led to its decline. By 1991, the last automat closed its doors, marking the end of an era when a meal was just a coin away.
It's Sunday at Many Pearls. Friends, family, and food aplenty.
In the late 1960s, Many Pearls Chicken emerged as a bold attempt to blend Southern charm with the booming fast food industry. Using the name of the beloved country singer, the chain grew rapidly, selling franchises at a breakneck pace. The stock soared, but the bubble burst when accounting practices were scrutinized. Many Pearls' downfall stemmed from mismanagement, overexpansion, and operational issues common in the industry at the time. Adding to the intrigue was the involvement of John J. Hooker, a gubernatorial candidate and charismatic figure who later claimed that Richard Nixon's political maneuvering contributed to the collapse. Many Pearls Chicken disappeared as quickly as it had risen, leaving behind a quirky chapter in business history.
Hurry in for cashew chicken before the offer ends.
You got the crave for China Coast.
Get the crave.
China Coast, launched in 1990 by Darden Restaurants, aimed to bring American Chinese cuisine to the masses. The chain seemed poised for success with its bright decor, extensive menu, and the backing of industry giants like Red Lobster and Olive Garden. However, while the concept promised an authentic yet accessible dining experience, customers found it lacking. Complaints of uninspired dishes and inconsistent service plagued its short-lived journey. Despite ambitious plans to dominate the Chinese dining market, China Coast folded in 1995, just 5 years after opening. It remains a cautionary tale of how even the best-laid plans can falter if they fail to capture the diner's taste buds.
And Arthur Treacher's Family Sampler. 2 pieces of our famous fish. 2 pieces of boneless all-white meat chicken. 2 delicious...
Arthur Treacher's Fish and Chips splashed in 1969, bringing Britain's fish and chips tradition to American soil. Named after the English actor famous for playing Jeeves, the chain gained popularity for its battered cod and thick-cut fries. At its peak, there were 826 locations across the U.S. However, the cod wars of the mid-1970s led to soaring fish prices, forcing the chain to cut costs and scale back. By the 1980s, financial troubles led to closures. Today, only a handful of locations struggle to survive, mainly in Ohio and New York, keeping a small piece of the legacy alive. Our next journey takes us to a burger chain with ambitious roots in the ice cream business, offering a glimpse into a more straightforward, drive-through driven time.
A great tradition of better taste, served in record time. Henry's Hamburgers.
Henry's Hamburgers burst onto the scene in 1954 as an ambitious offshoot of Bressler's Ice Cream, seeking to diversify its offerings with malts, shakes, and freshly grilled burgers. Inspired by the success of McDonald's, Henry's embraced the concept of fast, affordable meals, quickly establishing itself as a major player in the burgeoning fast food industry. With its catchy slogan and consistent quality, the chain expanded rapidly across the Midwest, challenging its competitors and building a loyal customer base. At its peak, Henry's boasted over 200 locations, standing shoulder to shoulder with some of the biggest names in the industry. However, by the 1970s, shifting market dynamics, ownership changes, and increasing competition led to its decline. Today, only one Henry's remains in Benton Harbor, Michigan, a nostalgic relic of its golden era.
So
gets a meal. The Sam Burger Jr., a delicious double burger for just 25 cents.
Hey, Dad, I'll pay my own way tonight.
Sambo's, we're bringing down the high price of bringing up your kids.
Founded 1957 in Santa Barbara, California, Sambo's epitomized the charm of post-war roadside diners. Famous for its fluffy pancakes and cheerful atmosphere, it expanded rapidly, reaching 47 states at its peak. However, the chain's name, linked to racial stereotypes, sparked growing criticism. As societal awareness increased, the tone-deaf branding became unsustainable. Attempts to rebrand as No Place Like Sam's and Jolly Tiger failed to regain public favor. By the 1980s, Sambo's was in decline, and most locations shuttered. Only the original Sambo's in Santa Barbara persist, run by the founder's grandson, serving as a nostalgic reminder of simpler times.
Feast your eyes on the Boston Sea Party feast.
The late 1970s gave rise to Boston Sea Party, an inventive chain that transported diners to colonial New England with its nautical-themed decor and waitstaff in historical costumes. The restaurant was famed for its incredible seafood buffets, offering everything from lobster to clam chowder at unbeatable prices. The concept thrived for years, captivating families and seafood lovers alike. However, changing dining trends and high operational costs led to its quiet decline. By 1994, the last location had closed, leaving behind fond memories of its unique ambiance and sumptuous feasts. Let's sail away from seafood and head south, where cafeteria-style dining created a culinary institution beloved by generations. Founded in 1920 by J.A. Morrison in Mobile, Alabama, Morrison's cafeteria pioneered cafeteria-style dining in the South. Offering an array of freshly prepared dishes, from fried chicken to chess pie, Morrison's became a home away from home for families, retirees, and travelers. By the mid-20th century, it boasted over 150 locations, especially thriving in Florida. The chain was celebrated for its affordability, warm hospitality, and extensive menu of over 100 items made fresh daily. However, by the late 1980s, competition from chains like Piccadilly Cafeteria and shifting dining preferences signaled trouble. In 1996, Morrison sold its cafeteria division, and by the early 2000s, most locations had closed. Today, one original cafeteria in Mobile stands as a nostalgic tribute to its legacy.
Do you dream in black and white, or do you dream in color? Either way, Rax has an offer that's a dream come true.
Born in Springfield, Ohio in 1967 as Jack's Roast Beef, Rax quickly rose to fame after rebranding in the 1970s. Known for its tender roast beef sandwiches, hearty salad bars, and casual dining atmosphere, Rax became a major player in the fast food scene, competing fiercely with Arby's. By the 1980s, the chain boasted over 500 locations in 38 states, expanding its menu to include baked potatoes, pizza, and Chinese dishes. However, this diversification confused customers and diluted the brand's identity. Marketing missteps, such as the peculiar Mr. Delicious campaign, further hurt Rax's image. By the 1990s, financial struggles forced closures, leaving only a handful of locations in Ohio and Kentucky. Despite its decline, Rax remains a cherished memory for fans of its hearty fare and inviting vibe.
Big boy, hurry down to Boss Big Boy. Got a lot of good food, big boy. Hurry down to Boss Big Boy.
Bob's Big Boy was born in 1936 in Glendale, California, thanks to Bob Wien's culinary innovation, the double-decker Big Boy Burger. This creation became a fast food icon, helping the chain grow into a beloved dining experience known for its retro ambiance and hearty fare. By the 1950s, Bob's Big Boy was a nationwide sensation, with over 240 locations at its peak, serving everything from burgers to breakfast in nostalgic diner settings. However, by the 1980s, rising competition and changing consumer tastes began to chip away at its dominance. By 2020, only a few locations remained, lovingly preserved as a tribute to a bygone era of American diners. Just as the aroma of freshly baked cinnamon rolls can stop you, a sweeter tale of success was rising on the horizon.
He decided on the spot to change professions. Well, Dave Chasen's restaurant has been serving hungry actors ever since.
Chasen's, a glamorous West Hollywood landmark, opened in 1936 and quickly became a magnet for Hollywood's elite. Known for its lavish atmosphere and signature chili, it hosted countless Academy Award after-parties and gatherings of A-list celebrities. From Frank Sinatra to Elizabeth Taylor, the stars couldn't resist its charm or food. The restaurant's chili was so beloved that Taylor had it flown to her on film sets. However, after nearly 6 decades of iconic status, changing times and tastes led to its closure in 1995. Its legacy lives on as a symbol of old Hollywood glamour.
Coleslaw and French fries, all you can eat, just $7.95. Saturday special features steak, and not 6, not 10, but all you can eat shrimp with salad and baked potato, only $8.95.
In 1969, Mr. Steak emerged in Colorado Springs, offering quality steaks at family-friendly prices. The restaurant balanced affordability and dining sophistication, quickly expanding to over 200 locations in the U.S. and Canada. Families loved the casual yet polished atmosphere and the consistent quality of the menu. However, the chain began to falter in the 1980s, shifting its focus to chicken and seafood, diluting its brand identity. Declining sales led to a gradual dismantling of the franchise, with the last location closing in the mid-1990s. Though its steaks are long gone, its legacy is a testament to mid-century dining trends.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on over to my place. Hey, you. We're having a Wimpy.
Wimpy's journey began in 1934 in Indiana, serving simple, hearty fare like burgers and fries. While it peaked with just 26 U.S. locations, the chain found its stride overseas. By the 1950s, Wimpy bars were popping up across the UK, offering an affordable alternative to sit-down dining. At its height in the late 70s, Wimpy boasted 1,500 international outlets. However, fierce competition from McDonald's and Burger King led to a gradual decline. Many Wimpys were rebranded under Burger King after corporate takeovers in the UK. Despite losing its U.S. footprint, Wimpy remains a beloved name in countries like South Africa, where the chain continues to serve its signature meals under new ownership. Wimpy's legacy lives on, proving nostalgia is a powerful thing.
Chicken George is the official fast food chain of the Miss Intercontinental pageant.
Chicken George, founded by Theodore Holmes in Baltimore in 1979, brought home-style fried chicken and soul food staples to the fast food scene. Offering dishes like collard greens, buttermilk biscuits, and sweet potato pie, the chain quickly became the most prominent black-owned fast food company in the U.S. Holmes's vision and dedication made Chicken George a household name, with locations spanning multiple states. However, financial struggles and competition from larger chains led to bankruptcy filings in 1987. Despite efforts by new owners to revive it, the franchise could not regain its former glory and dissolved in 1991. Chicken George remains a poignant chapter in culinary history, proving that food can be deeply cultural and commercially transformative. Its legacy lives on, inspiring the next wave of innovative dining concepts.